Hi guys, Luca here from Salvo Airsoft with another video. I know it's been a little bit. I have just been very busy. Sorry, I don't do this full time, so I can't really do content continuously. I do it as and when I can, and as and when I've got something that's actually potentially interesting. For example, today we're having a look at the Salvo Precision MCX Spear LTV2. I think it's a Spear LT. No, it's not the LT. Either way, MCX B2. That much I do know. I've gone through and already had a look at the trigger group, and I've put the video for that on the Heavy Recoil Club Discord under the appropriate channel. I'll play it for you now real quick. Okay, just a quick one for you guys, just because I know someone's asking. This is actually, I've got it apart now. Going to be doing a video, but this will probably make it in the video as well. This is Salvo Precision MCX V2 to confirm what's magnetic and what's not. The hammer is magnetic, which is good. The trigger sear is steel, that much. The sear behind it doesn't appear to be. That's the sear behind it, can't quite remember. That might just be the housing, to be fair. This here is plastic, but the auto sear itself, or the battery sear as I call it, is steel, which is good. The Z plate, steel. And I think this as well. No, that's not. That's alloy or aluminium. I'm not quite sure what that one is. That's the battery arm that actuates the other thingy, this thingy. Auto sear, whatever you guys want to call it. I always get my terminology mixed up. And the knocker arm is as well steel. But otherwise, this, so far, from what I've had, the little I've played with it, I quite like it. I can't tell you exactly what comes of it. This was sent to me by a very good customer of mine. They very kindly have loaned it out to me in order for me to do this content. They have a serious impulse problem, so they are continuously buying things, and every now and then they'll send me stuff down to have a look at. In this case, he just basically said, "Oh, do you want to borrow it and do some content?" Absolutely, more than happy to. Never say no to getting to have a look at really interesting stuff. So what you get is basically I'd say it's a little bit longer than a proper SBR. It is an SBR, so a short barrel rifle, but I would put this somewhere along the sort of carbine sort of length, really. Ergonomically, I love this thing. I absolutely love this. You've got ambidextrous controls, and in particular, you've got a bolt release here on the right hand side, which is really handy when you're trying to lock the bolt back in order to load a mag, because then you can actually do it without having to be awkward and pressing the bolt release on this side. And then you can drop it just like that. So you don't even have to take your hand off. You can just drop it with your finger. I love ambidextrous controls like that. The mag release, on the other hand, I understand the idea of having the extra button on this side in order to release the mag, but me personally, on any kind of M4 or AR-15 style pattern rifle, I prefer to press the button on the other side in order to release the mag. This is an MWS, so anyone familiar with MWS platforms who picks this up should have no problem with most of what's going on inside. It is the same type of trigger group, as you sort of would have seen in the little clip there. There's obviously some differences, usually in materials. It's a lot easier to get the trigger group out of these, and I'm not going to do a full disassembly video for a couple of reasons. First, because James over at Jaeger Precision has already done an absolutely excellent disassembly video, and also I don't want to take it apart too much. This isn't mine, and there's no need to. The only times that I take things apart fully, repeatedly, is when it's my own, and I'm trying to mess with it, as I do like to do that. The interesting thing about this, of course, though, is that there's no buffer tube. This is a short stroke system, and we'll just have a quick look at that now by taking the bolts out. Well, as you can see, the recoil springs and basically what follows the normal buffer tube function is instead taken up by these two arms and this back plate here. So it just slides along these rods like that. Now, if the VMP2 had decided to do the same thing, it probably would have been a lot more stable and a lot better. But this isn't about the VMP2. As you see, it's got two, I think they're brass rollers on the top here as well to help it along the, I believe that rides along the charging handle. Yeah, looks like it does. So that rides just along, in fact you can even see here where some of it's rubbed off along there. The bolt itself is obviously also a lot shorter, which means it's a lot lighter, which means the recoil impulse of this thing is really low compared to a normal regular N4 or Takamori MWS. Doesn't have as much recoil because there's just less mass. Physics. It does, however, take normal nozzles. This is a GMV2, yeah, wrong. Use your words, Luca. We'll just cut that bit out. This is a GMV 3.5 nozzle in here, which the owner has replaced themselves, and by the looks of it, they've got a... Oh, now I'm not going to remember the name of it, but it's the green end pass. So, yeah, I think there's not a huge amount to say, apart from the fact that it is a very small bolt. It uses the same hop-up system as well as a normal MWS. If you'll just bear with me a second, we'll get that out and show you. There we go. So it uses the same hop-up system as an MWS. Hopefully you can see that. With the same adjustment method, just here in the chamber. They've put a quantum in there. I'm not sure what barrel. I haven't actually taken that out yet. I want to run it as they've done it. I do intend to change the hot rubber out though, because it was chewed up by the original nozzle. Can't quite remember the reason why. But I am going to be running this at an event that I'm going to soon, just so I can get a feel for it. I can't really comment on how it compares to the V1, as I've never seen a V1. This is actually the first time I've ever seen one of these in person, so I don't think it'd be fair for me to comment. I do know that this is definitely the V2, or at least I'm informed it is, because the buffer pad at the back is spring-loaded, as well as some of the parts inside being made of steel instead of an aluminium alloy. So, yeah, there's not, as I say, there's not really a huge amount for me to talk about here. It is snappy, it is quick, it is lightweight on the recoil, and just generally lightweight. I quite like it. I can't say that I don't like it, because that would be lying. I quite like the feel of this. And they have also lent me enough mags that I can field it. I may, tomorrow, whilst I'm up Revolution, Airsoft, have a little play with it. I don't know if I'll do a full game or anything like that, but that's because I am, unfortunately, a little bit preoccupied tomorrow with some other things, mostly with testing of some new products that hopefully we'll be releasing soon. But yeah, no, it does feel really, really nice. It's an empty mag. I'm just going to hold down, and this is another thing, you can dry fire it while holding that down, but I'm going to hold it down the other side. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? There we go. Now, I have overgassed this. This is the GM mag, and hence why it's spitting it out, but it is silicon-free gas, don't worry. And it is quite cold. This is a very cold mag at the minute. Unfortunately, it is quite chilly in here, and it was just recently filled. I was hoping it'd warm up by now. Yeah, that is ice cold. Yeah, it's definitely light striking. Hold on. Let's try that. I will say that the recoil springs do make a bit of a twang, which is slightly irritating, I have to admit. So, customer has since informed me that they removed the rubber insert that's present in the GM nozzle nozzle return spring, which is why it's twanging, or at least that's what they believe. I did offer to replace that with one of the Waldo Dynamics ones that I've got in stock, but they have said no because they don't want to pay for the labor, and I might just go ahead and do it anyway just to irritate them. They're a really frequent customer, so that's why. Anyway, back to the video. But just to wind up one of the Discord members, one of the members on my Discord, it's got a lovely curved trigger, really nice. I would consider this to be the perfect hybrid between a straight trigger and a curved trigger. There's a very slight curve and a little kick at the end, and it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Just, there we go, guys. That's all I have really to say on this at the moment. I'm going to try and field it for an event or two, or at least one event and a game day, and see how I feel about it. Hopefully it goes quite well. As I say, I do think the length of it is quite good. It's quite short. You can, if you want, fold the stock away as well. There we go. And then use it without stock. And then very quickly pop the stock out. Absolutely lovely. Great ergonomics. But I don't know how it performs yet. Well, I'll just have to go and have a play, won't I? Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I have got more coming. Catch you on the next one.